is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of
Boom. Hey guys, welcome back to the Fit Life Over 40 channel. I'm Roosevelt, and if you're a new subscriber here, thank you for subscribing. If you are an existing subscriber, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about genetic potential and why not to beat yourself up about something that you cannot control. Now, I'm going to give you a short backstory about myself and where I came from and where I am today. I started my fitness journey in 2015, January of 2015, when I was taking a shower once, and I looked down and I saw more stomach than anything else. And I knew at that point it was time for me to do something. There was no reason why a guy that at the time was 35 years old to look the way that I did. Now, I wasn't obese, I wasn't fat, but I should not have looked the way that I did. So I started my journey then, and I've been consistent with it ever since. And but understanding where you started and where you are today is very important, because that is what keeps you driven and motivated. It's easy to beat yourself up about something that you can't control. Now, I'm nowhere near where I wanted to be or where I want to be. I've made a lot of progress, but I'm not nearly to where I feel like I should be. And a lot of it comes down to the age that I started training. My first 2 years was a waste of time. Like, I didn't understand nutrition. I didn't understand progressive overload. I didn't understand making progress. I didn't understand the bodybuilding lifestyle in general. And yes, it's a lifestyle. If you want to see consistent results and make consistent progress, it's something that you have to commit to. You can't just do it whenever you feel good, or whenever the sun is shining, or whenever it's a gloomy day and you have nothing else to do. The workouts have to be consistent, and they have to get done even when you don't feel like really doing them. And that's why I'm a huge advocate of discipline over motivation. And the reason I say this is because discipline will make you do it even when you don't feel like doing it. Motivation comes and goes. So turning this into a lifestyle and making it as something like, well, you get up and you gotta brush your teeth, right? Like, that's something that you do every day. Same with the workouts, maybe not every day, but like, of course you're going to brush your teeth every day, but maybe not work out every day, but you wake up with that understanding that today is a training day and it's time for me to train. So once I got started, there was no looking back, and I'm glad that I took that leap, and I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything. But don't beat yourself up about where you are genetically, naturally. You only have so much potential. A great way to look at your genetic potential is to look at your mother, your father, and then look at their parents. and you can get a pretty good idea of what you can look like. Some of us are born out of the womb to build muscle. Some of us just have that. Some of us have to earn every centimeter that you get, and there's nothing wrong with that. Me, I'm a hard gainer. Every centimeter of size that I've gotten, I've had to earn. It wasn't easy. I've trained consistently for a while, and you have to be patient. Natural bodybuilding is a grind. I mean, it's you have to be patient and understand that the stuff you see in the magazines, and you see some of these guys on stage, and like the IFBB pros, and some of these pros, a lot of these guys aren't natural bodybuilders. And if you want to stay natural, you have to be patient and not beat yourself up over the genetic potential you have. Now, for those of us that can build muscle fast and get huge, take advantage of it. For those of us who can't, maximize what you have. Train with purpose, and understand that you're only gonna get so big naturally. Same with strength gains. Like, you're only gonna get so strong. At some point, those strength gains are gonna come very slowly, if not to a complete halt, and you have to find other ways to make progress. And be proud of what you've done and what you have. Now, for me, I knew that I was never gonna be a mass monster. I've been small my whole life. Even as a kid, I got tiny wrists, tiny joints, like high calf inserts. I'm not built to be huge. I'm just not. No, I have more of an athletic frame built for speed, running, track, stuff like that. But it doesn't mean that you can't build a quality physique. You just have to look at what you have and maximize what it is that you have. Now, the way to do this is to focus on certain body areas, like, for instance, upper body, shoulders, and back. If you can build some round shoulders and a wide, thick back, that gives you the illusion of size. Now, you may only weigh 150 pounds, but you can look like you weigh 175 pounds if you have enough size in the right places. For men, upper body, shoulders, and back, traps, rear delts are huge. If you can build that, you can look like you're much bigger than what you actually are. Lower body, for men, legs, outer quad sweeps are huge. By building capped delts, a wide, thick back, and outer quads that are thick and sweep out, can give you that X frame, which gives you the illusion of being a lot bigger than what you actually are. So, in theory, really, bodybuilding is nothing more than an of size. It's not the same as powerlifting. That's something else for another video, but picking and choosing what you want to look like is important. And then putting your time and energy and emphasis on those areas to create the illusion that you want. For you men that aren't training legs. That is a bad idea. I know that we all want big chests, big arms, and that's cool, but like, you're missing out on so much growth hormones by not training legs. Training legs is important. You don't want to have this huge upper body and no legs. It doesn't even look good. It doesn't. So train everything with intensity, train it with purpose, and as you get deeper into your lifting career, you'll see areas that will grow a lot faster than others, and then you tune the training to bring up the lagging body parts. Like if you're having a problem with back width, but you have great shoulders, you may want to taper down the shoulder training and put more time into your back. And even on the days that you're supposed to train back, in the beginning of the workout, you do the exercises that bring up back thickness. It's called using the priority principle. Prioritizing lagging body parts when you're fresh and full of energy and not an hour into the workout and beat up. Like, you have to be very methodical on what you do and how you go about doing things. So be mindful of what you look like and prioritize the parts that are lagging and try to bring those up to create the look that you want. But anyway, I'm going to give you 6 quick reasons or 6 quick things that you could use to maximize your genetic potential. Number 1, use big lifts. If you want big shoulders, big back, you have to train like you want big shoulders and a big back. Forcing growth sometimes isn't easy, especially if you are a hard gainer like myself. You can't train like everyone else. Like, your training style has to be a little different, and you're going to be using a lot heavier weights for lower rep ranges and more rest time in between those sets. But I'm also a firm believer in having other days to where you get that volume in, because bodybuilding is all about reps, time under tension, volume. Yes, big lifts will get you the size, but you still have to shape and condition the muscle. So that's where the volume days and the higher rep range days using moderate weight become very important. So studies say that frequency is key. I believe that. I believe in training every body part twice a week. I have a day where when I'm squatting, I'm doing sets of 3 to 5, very heavy. And then I have another day where I bring the weight down and I'm doing sets of 10 to 15 to get that volume in. So there's a lot of different ways to bring in the intensity and switch the training style up to keep the body guessing so you keep growing. Number 3, using a combination of high intensity and low intensity. Like I just said, you can even do that in the same workout. You can have some lifts where you're training like a bench, squat, deadlift, pull up, heavy, and then the accessory work you use moderate weight for cable flies, pull downs for back, high rep leg pressing for legs to get the volume in. So there's other methods that you can use in order to maximize that genetic potential that you have. Number 4, you have to make progress. Progress is huge. Oh my God, it's huge. Like you have to get the volume in, or you have to get stronger, or both. Period. You can't keep going to the gym doing the same thing over and over. Switching your training split, switching the rep ranges, getting stronger, doing more sets, forcing that change. Like you have to make the body want to change. And for some of us, that's gonna be easier than others. For some of us, we have to beat it into submission. I mean, but the one thing is for sure is it's gonna be painful. I don't know anyone that has huge freaking legs that say that it was just easy. Like if you want big legs, it's gonna be painful. And you have to have that tolerance for pain mentally and physically. Like a lot of this is mental, and if you can train your brain to tolerate that pain, the rewards are great. But conditioning your mind to tolerate that can be difficult at first, but if you stick to it, I promise you the fruit from that labor is tremendous. Number 5, managing volume. Now, some people will say that's overtraining. You're doing too much. You don't need all of that to grow. Look, I feel like overtraining is different from person to person. Now, overtraining for a person that's only been in the gym for a year or 2 isn't the same for a person that's been in the gym for 8 to 9 years. Obviously, it's gonna be different. That person that's been in there for 1 to 2 years don't need as much volume as a person that's been training for 8, 9, 10 years. They need more to make progress. So I think overtraining is individual. I think it depends on your sleep, how long you've been training, how much food you're getting, what your training split looks like. There's a lot of variables that go into overtraining, but listen to your body, because your body will tell you when it's overtrained. And knowing those signs, if you don't feel like going to the gym, or if you're tired all the time, you're not recovering, that could be a sign of overtraining. So really pay attention to your body, and if you're not recovering, then you may have to tone it down a little bit. Moral to the story is, don't beat yourself up about stuff that you don't have. Give it your all. Let it be what it is. You know, you can't compare yourself to someone else. You don't know their past history. You don't know what they're eating. You don't know what their parents look like. you don't know anything. You just see this person that, like, why can't I look like that? There's so many variables, but maximize what you do have and make that the absolute best that it can be. Once again, I'm gonna bring this back to me. I knew that I was never going to be huge. I understand that. I accepted that. I'm okay with that. But there's two things that I know for sure. I could be well conditioned. I could be well developed. And the third most important thing to me is I won't be outworked. I may not be the strongest person. I may not be the biggest person, but you cannot outwork me. You will not outwork me, period. Effort is the one thing that is individual. And if I'm willing to give everything that I got, I can walk away knowing with no regrets that it is what it is. And we're all made differently. You know, some of us have longer arms, shorter arms, short torsos, long torsos. No, we're all built differently, but it doesn't mean that you can't have the physique that you want. You just have to work for it and be okay with what it turns out to be, knowing that you trained as hard and ate as hard and slept as hard and you did everything that goes with the lifestyle as hard as you could, and this is what you got. I'm proud of where I am. I'm okay with it. My head is held high, and I believe that yours can too. So stay blessed, stay motivated, keep pushing, keep eating, keep trying. And I want to thank you again for watching. You can follow me on Instagram at Harley Davidson or nothing. Once again, I want to thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at the next video.
What you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be